really honored to have and welcome an amazing gentleman who is going to explain you how we can transform this, how we can program everything, even the things we say and our thoughts. It's an honor to welcome the next thinker, the extraordinary Nick Ronald. Listen, he's copywriter, he's public speaker, he's an author of the book Secret Influence, Communicate and Persuade with Power. But not only, after working in the marketing internal staff engagement for more than 20 years, Nick went on study. You see, we always have time until the last second. So Nick now, not now, but he's a specialist, a qualified LLP practitioner. Nick is passionate about helping entrepreneurs, coaching consultants become more skilled influencers. So Nick is the founder of the #1 copywriting community on Facebook. And not only that, he's interviewing people to share their expertise, maybe your story, inspiring stories on YouTube channel, Secret Influence TV. I think Nick, it's amazing. And because he's so passionate, it also is a winner. And he also is award-winning short films. So please, a warm welcome to the amazing and the next thinker, and also from UK. It was also my home for many years. Nick Ronald, thank you so much, Nick. Welcome. The mic is yours.
Thank you for that lovely introduction, Anna. So I want to ask you, what is your dream? What is your goals in life, and how can you make it happen? This is what I'm going to talk to you about for the next sort of 10 minutes. I want to start by asking you, why do you do what you do? As the why we do what we do is the most important thing in life. We'll never achieve our goals or our dreams if we aren't really clear why we want to achieve them. Otherwise, why does it matter? Why does it matter what we do? The why factor is what keeps us focused and motivated and on track. It's the reason for decisions we make and the way we behave. And if your why isn't strong or compelling enough, you will struggle to achieve your dreams in life. You need to know what your why is to be able to keep pushing yourself when the times are hard, as well as when the times are easy. What you do in life is important, but why you do it is the most important. When you're clear on your why, then you will do everything to make it happen. So I'd like to share a story. I want to take you back sort of 7 years. I was married and I had a really good career in marketing, and life was good. On the 11th of November 2015, my baby son was born. I'm not ashamed to admit, I cried with a lot of emotion when he was born. It was the happiest moment of my life. For the 2 days, my wife was in hospital. I walked around proudly around the ward, showing everyone my baby boy. I showed other ladies who were pregnant, the security guards, the porters, the nurses, everyone I could interrupt, tap on the shoulder and introduce to my son. After 2 days, we left the hospital and we said goodbye to the nurses. And I almost casually said, "Are his lips supposed to be blue?" Suddenly an alarm rang and there was 50 people descended. My son was rushed off to his resuscitation room. My son's lips were blue because he had stopped breathing, and my son was actually dead as I was leaving the hospital with him. My son was in hospital for 3 weeks with lots of little tubes coming out from everywhere. And from that moment, from then to now, my son became and still is my why. In those 3 weeks he was in hospital, in emergency care, I would get up at 5 a.m, rush to hospital, spend 2 hours by his side. Then I would run to work, then run back to hospital lunchtime for 20 minutes, half an hour, and run back to work, back to hospital till midnight in the morning. Then I would go home and then repeat that every day until my son left hospital for 3 weeks. See, everything I do in life is guided by that why. That why comes from that experience I had. Everything I do is to provide for my son, to make sure he's healthy and happy, to spend as much time with him, but also that everything I do is so I can be a positive, inspirational role model for him. Experiencing my son, the way he was born, has given me the strongest possible why that guides me in everything I do. 4 years later, after my son was born, I'd gone through several job redundancies, and I ended up separating from my wife. It was just before COVID, and as I'm sure you'll remember, when COVID happened, suddenly it was all no human contact. It was like isolated bubbles. So I found myself in a situation, there's nowhere I could go to stay. No one would take me in, no hotels to guests. You couldn't rent anywhere. So after separating my wife, I found myself homeless. Eventually, I had to leave London and I ended up staying with some family I had in the south coast of England. And in the space of 2 years, I'd lost my job, my career, my family, my home, and my son. And I thought it couldn't get much worse, but actually my stepsister's son, who had some special needs, ended up ending his life while I was staying there. It was without doubt the lowest point of my life, and I thought it couldn't get much worse. I'd lost everything, but the thing that kept me going every day was that determination to get back on my feet, so I could get back and see my son, so I could have somewhere to live, so he could come and visit and stay with me. It's the one thing I thought about every day, and it motivated and pushed me to make this happen, because that why was so strong within me. Eventually, I did move back to London, and I got a flat for my son again, and I strive to be the best I can and a role model for him. After my experience of becoming redundant for several jobs and homelessness, I realized something that became the basis for my business. And my business, my brand is Secret Influence. And it's the name of a book I wrote and my social media channels, because I realized if you can't influence others in life, then life will influence you. And I knew that if I wanted to achieve my why, I need to be an influencer myself. I need to be to influence others more. So in your own life, you know, do you want to, if you're at school, do you want to do well at school, make friends, get a girlfriend, a boyfriend, get a job, start a business? If so, to do those things, you need to be able to positively influence others. The influencers in life aren't just the Kim Kardashians, you know, taking the selfies, the singers or YouTubers, posting Photoshop photos of everyday life to millions of followers. No, we all need to think of ourselves as influencers, because if you want to be successful in life, if you want to get a job, you need to be able to influence and persuade the interviewers that you are the right person for the job. If you want to start a business, you've got to be able to influence your audience and persuade them to buy your product or service, or else you won't be in business long. And how do you influence others? You share who you are, what you do, why you're good at what you do, and your story. I believe you all have a story that can inspire others, and we all have some expertise or knowledge that can empower others. So what's your story? This is why I started my YouTube channel, to inspire and empower others. So I leave you with these thoughts. It's not so much what you do in life as why you do it. And are you crystal clear on why you do what you do, why you want to achieve your goals, your dream? And how can you be an influencer yourself? Can you use your experiences, your knowledge, your story to inspire and empower others? Because everyone has an impact on others, but do you positively or negatively influence others? Because for your own success and happiness, you need to be able to stay inspired and also inspire others. So it's not always easy, and it's certainly not even always possible to make things happen. But as long as we always make sure that we give it our best, that we always give 100% commitment and determination to make it happen when it matters in any way we